The Obama administration has executed many initiatives over the past several years that are designed to build better relationships with tribal nations. One such action is hosting the annual Tribal Nations Conference, which is attended by hundreds of tribal leaders from tribal nations all across the U.S. At last year's conference, President Obama announced an initiative to improve conditions for youth in Indian country. Named Generation Indigenous, the Native Youth Initiative focuses on removing the barriers that stand between Native youth and their opportunity to succeed. To help the Obama administration take a comprehensive, culturally appropriate approach to help improve the lives and opportunities for Native youth, the administration turned to young tribal members themselves. And that's where Santa Ynez Chumash tribal descendant Jessica McCool enters the picture.
My journey into becoming the White House Tribal Youth Ambassador for the Chumash started when President Obama and the First Lady went to Standing Rock Sioux Nation in the Dakotas. They wanted to implement something that would help Native youth in general overcome the barriers. And so they decided to bring Native youth to their White House Tribal Nations Conference.
After Santa Ynez Chumash Education Director Nikki Sandoval nominated Jessica, who was a high school senior at the time, she was one of 37 tribal youth representatives in the country selected to attend the conference.
I got a call from the White House saying that I was selected, so I went to this conference and I met other delegates and I met with tribal leaders and we talked about issues in Indian country. And I also met other fellow youth ambassadors that are from all around the country, and we talked about our tribes and what we do in our communities, and we shared ideas focused on youth leadership and wellness and helping lift up the youth. It was just an honor to go and represent my tribe at the nation's capital.
Although Jessica didn't grow up on the Santa Ynez Reservation, the reservation was always a presence in her life. She had family living on the reservation, so she was often there for social events or to visit with family members.
The reservation has been like a second home to me because I grew up in a poor family that moved around a lot, and when we wouldn't have a place to stay, we would always stay at the reservation with my aunt. And so it was kind of like a refuge to our family.
Now a freshman studying sociology at Chapman University, a top private university located in Southern California, Jessica continues to represent the Santa Ynez Chumash in her role as a tribal youth ambassador.
The White House Tribal Youth Gathering was a historical event that happened this past July that I attended, and I actually got the opportunity to be on the steering committee for it. I was one of the 4 out of the 37 that got to be on it, and we were elected by our peers. It does give me pride in my tribe, and I'm just really glad that I got to represent them in all my endeavors.
As a tribal youth ambassador, Jessica not only wants to help tribal youth succeed, but also to educate people in the community about her tribe.
When people think of Chumash, they usually think of the casino right away because it's the biggest thing that's in the valley and it's affiliated with the Chumash, so they think we just care about the consumerism and commercial businesses and money, and that we don't care about the valley, but in reality we do. There's a lot of programs that we have that help not only the Chumash but the whole community, from like the YMCA to having better facilities at schools. There's an education center that we help with tutoring, and there's an environmental department that works on living green, and there's a cultural department that focuses on language and culture and sharing our tradition. And I just really want our community to see that the Chumash actually cares about the valley and nurturing everyone that's in it and helping everyone.
Making a positive impact on her community is exactly what Jessica would like to do.
One of my personal goals is to become a role model for my community, not only for the Chumash youth, but for all the youth in my community and even outside of my community, because it's really important to have other youth to look up to that are doing great things, because I believe everyone has a potential to do great things and to succeed. Maybe later in my life I'd see a role being in tribal politics. I'd obviously love to come back and give back to my tribe.
For now, Jessica is focusing on furthering her education, continuing in her role as a tribal youth ambassador representing her tribe, and being an active participant in Generation Indigenous.